Hey, good day, everybody. Hope I can talk somewhat clearly today because I've been sick for a couple of days after traveling to New Hampshire for a 1 week little vacation celebrating my mom's 85th birthday with a big family reunion. So I'm back at it now, and the temperature differences up there is about 30 degrees colder than here in Texas. So I think the flights and the temperature differences, I caught a cold, so hopefully my voice will be adequate enough to talk. Let me show you this 63 or 62 Chevy cab. You can see here is a large part missing, and that is the excuse me, the A pillar. It had to come off. It just did. This was rotted out here, a big hole, and this was from the rust coming down, the water coming down from the rotted roof. It would slide down, roll down this A pillar here, roll down and collect here and just rot, and it would rot down in there. You can see that brace. That brace is rotted, but I can't change it. I can't really get access to it. I'm just not going to. Some things I just can't do. So that is neutralized. The rust is neutralized, and it should not come forth more to cause more problems. And the water would just run right down all the way here and rot out the bottom. So this is just a really crappy design that Chevrolet did on these early 60s trucks. I mean, every cab you get is going to have these problems, every single one. So, I told the owner, I said, we'll just fix this one that you have versus trying to find another one. It's just much easier this way. Just deal with what you have, you know what you've got, and just drive on. So this right here is the A-pillar. And this thing goes on like this. Something like that. It's not fully lined up because I'm holding it one hand and camera in the other hand, but it goes on like that. And then this piece right here, I cut off. Now, I'm a blaster, and normally I blast this kind of stuff, but this stuff is just too expensive to turn on just for a couple little pieces. Just to turn that equipment on and get it running is 80 bucks, 90 bucks. I've done the analysis on it, and I just turning it on for just a quick thing like that, it's just not worth it. So this thing goes on the outside like that. Once this thing is welded back into place, and you got to just drive on. So that's a snapshot of the roof rot problems and situations that you will have to fix on your 60 to 66 Chevy truck. Even the El Caminos have the same kind of roof, so the same kind of rot is there. And I can imagine probably hundreds of these trucks have been trashed just because of this rust. And they're a good-looking vehicle, especially the 60 through 63, because it has this wraparound windshield and this graceful A-pillar that comes around. And this is the inner A-pillar. The outer A-pillar is up here. And the outer A-pillar, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this is the one. And this goes on, just like this. And the water would come down the channel right here, and it would sit in the bottom and rot that out. And this is no exception. This was total Swiss cheese. They don't make this piece. This piece right here is not manufactured. It might be manufactured, let me correct myself. It might be manufactured as the entire side of the vehicle, and I think it is, but it's a very new part offered by Classic Parts, but it's just so expensive, so we just opted to fix this. And the way I fixed this was I blasted it, and then the Swiss cheese in there, I just used some sheet metal, some 20 gauge sheet metal and some panel bond, and just glued it in place and sandwiched it in there, and that should be sufficient. That should work. So these are a nightmare, these rotted out cabs, but they're worth fixing because they look really, really good. And it didn't take me much more time to dig in to get here and fix that. It just doesn't take much more time. If you're good with doing all this other kind of work, just dig in a little bit more and get that. It doesn't take much more time, and it's worth it. It's, you know, beneficial to the owner. And I've even had some other peers of mine come over here and look at this and say, "Oh, you're doing it right." Most places will just, you know, put putty in there and call it a day, which is sadly true. So anyways, let me get back at it. 6 minutes is plenty of time. Cheers!